So I got in my red 1996 Dodge Dakota pickup truck. And looking back now, even my vehicle was screaming out that I was in danger, that it was an emergency. And I drove from my home in Penryn, and I drove up to the Forest Hill Bridge. And I parked my car in a spot that I had scouted out long before. And this brings up an important point, that suicide is almost never spontaneous. I had had suicidal ideations for a great part of my life, and I had thought about this plan many, many times before I actually went and took the first step. So I had scouted out this spot, and I parked my vehicle, and I remember stopping my vehicle, and I turned off the engine, and I sat there for just a moment, and I did an inventory. I was going through my mind thinking, hoping, praying that there would be one reason, one thought, one moment that I thought that it was still worthwhile to live, that the world would be okay with me, not better off without me. But nothing came. And so I turned to my right and I grabbed the suicide note that I had already written, and I placed it right on the dash of the vehicle. And then I took the keys out of the ignition and I put them on top of the note. And then I got out of the truck, and then I spun back around to make sure that the door was unlocked. And then I made my way down to the midpoint of the Forest Hill Bridge. And you realize the Forest Hill Bridge is the 4th tallest bridge in the country. It is 500 feet further off the ground than the more well-known San Francisco Golden Gate Bridge. And at that midpoint at that time, there was a 4.5-foot suicide barrier. And I pressed my entire body weight against that barrier. And it was the end of August, and it was a warm day, and there was a cool rush of air that came up from the North Fork of the American River below. And it felt good. There was actually a sense of calm. There was almost an eerie peace that had come over to me. And I don't know how long I stood there at that place, but long enough for somebody to notice. Long enough for someone to dial 911, and long enough for a first responder to come and make contact and then make connection, and then take me to an emergency room and then to a psychiatric hospital.